With the second pick in the 2008 NBA Draft, the Miami Heat select Michael Beasley from Kansas State University.
In the history of basketball, there are elite players, and then there are pure creatures of pure scoring instinct. Ask Kevin Durant who the hardest player to guard was in his youth, and he won't say LeBron James or Kobe Bryant. He'll probably tell you it was Michael Beasley. Ask NBA veterans who won one-on-one games behind closed doors at Miami Heat practices, and rumors still swirl that a young Beasley was consistently cooking peak-era LeBron James and Dwayne Wade. Kevin Durant once famously said, "In terms of raw talent, skill, and ability to get a bucket, nobody was better than Bees. Nobody." Now, here's where the Michael Beasley paradox takes place, because his raw talent rating is unmatched. He outscored KD in high school and college. He was very dominant in college. He put up 26.2 points per game on 12.4 rebounds per game, which is one of the best freshman seasons ever. He was drafted number 2 overall in 2008, but he played 11 seasons in the NBA, which is very good. He played with 7 teams, though, and he averaged 12.4 points per game. Yet Michael Beasley never made an NBA All-Star team. He never led a franchise to a playoff run. He bounced across 7 different NBA teams. He spent multiple stints playing in China, and he honestly became known as much for his bizarre off-court incidents as his unguardable left-hand jumper. So how does someone with the physical tools of a modern power forward, the handle of a guard, and the bucket-getting instincts of a Hall of Famer end up as one of the biggest what-ifs in basketball history? In this feature-length video, I'm going to be dissecting the entire wild, unfiltered story of Michael Beasley, from his nomadic upbringing in PG County alongside Kevin Durant to one of the most dominant single college seasons in NCAA history. His chaotic NBA journey, his off-court lifestyle, and the deeper mental health story behind the player that everyone just misunderstood. Before we get into it though, please make sure to like and subscribe with notifications turned on, because this video, or these videos, all of them, take a very long time to produce. They take hours and hours to produce, and I post NBA content every single day. So hitting the subscribe button and liking this video would mean the world to me. But other than that, let's get into the video. To understand Michael Beasley, you have to understand Prince George's County, Maryland, an absolute goldmine for basketball talent that produced Kevin Durant, Ty Lawson, Quinn Cook, and Jeremy Grant. Growing up, Beasley wasn't just a part of that talent pool, he was the top dog. He and Kevin Durant played together at the PG Vanguard AAU team. They were best friends, they practically lived at each other's houses, and they pushed each other every single day. But while Durant was a lean, quiet perimeter sniper, Beasley was an aggressive, trash-talking force of nature. Beasley attended 6 different high schools in 4 years, which is a kind of a preview of the nomadic career that would follow him later in life. But everywhere he transferred, he ended up dominating. By his senior year at Notre Dame Prep, he was an All-American, averaging 28 points and 16 rebounds per game. When he committed to Kansas State under head coach Bob Huggins, which was later Frank Martin, nobody expected what was about to happen in the 2000-2008 NCAA season. As a 19-year-old freshman, Michael Beasley produced one of the most dominant single-season college stat lines in basketball history. He put up 26.2 points per game, which was first in the nation amongst NCAA freshmen. He had 12.4 rebounds per game, which was also first in the nation amongst NCAA freshmen. He had 28 double-doubles, which is the all-time NCAA freshman record. And he had 3 40-plus point games, which is the K-State record for freshmen, He didn't just score, he obliterated teams. He recorded 28 double-doubles in 33 games, breaking Carmelo Anthony's freshman record. He had the strength to overpower traditional centers in the post and the handle to grab a rebound, push it coast to coast, and drain a pull-up 3 in the defender's face. Heading into the 2008 NBA draft, the debate wasn't whether Beasley was good enough for the NBA. It was whether the Chicago Bulls should take him number 1 overall over Derrick Rose. The Chicago Bulls ultimately took Derrick Rose number 1 overall to solve their point guard needs. That left Michael Beasley falling right into the lap of Pat Riley in the Miami Heat at number 2. On paper, it looked like a dream pairing. Dwayne Wade was in his prime, and Beasley was expected to be the co-star who could carry the offensive load. But behind the scenes, a massive clash of cultures was brewing before Beasley even stepped onto an NBA floor for an official game. Pat Riley's Heat culture is built on military-style discipline, intense body fat checks, strict punctuality, and complete devotion to the process. Michael Beasley was a free-spirited, goofy, hyperactive teenager who played basketball purely on vibes and natural instinct. But the red flags appeared almost instantly. Just months after being drafted, Beasley was fined $50,000 for his involvement in an incident at the NBA Rookie Transition Program alongside Mario Chalmers and Daryl Arthur, where marijuana was involved and fire alarms were pulled. Head coach Erik Spoelstra didn't know where to play him. Beasley was a 6'9" combination guard. At power forward, he got bullied by traditional big men on the glass, but at small forward, he lacked the lateral quickness to lock down elite perimeter wings. Offensively, Beasley was gifted. He averaged 13.9 points as a rookie, but on defense, his focus drifted constantly. He missed rotations, committed undisciplined fouls, and struggled within Erik Spoelstra's complex team schemes. By the end of his second season in 2010, the Heat were preparing for the free agent summer of a lifetime. To clear cap space for LeBron James and Chris Bosh, Miami traded Beasley to the Minnesota Timberwolves for just 2 second-round picks. The number 2 overall pick was dumped for draft scraps after just 2 years. When Beasley arrived in Minnesota for the 2010 to 2011 season, he finally got the green light he had been waiting for. With no Pat Riley over his shoulder and no championship expectations, he unlocked his full offensive toolkit. On November 10th, 2010, against the Sacramento Kings, Beasley showed the world what he could do. He put up 42 points, 9 rebounds, shooting 17 of 25 from the floor. He was pulling off the bounce, hitting contested fadeaways, and scoring effortlessly from every spot on the hardwood. He finished that season averaging a career-high 19.2 points per game. Michael Beasley had a lot of unfiltered moments. He got a tattoo on his back that read, "Super Cool Bees." He forgot what day of the week it was during media availability. He reportedly put hot sauce on ice cream just to see how it tasted. But alongside the high-scoring nights, the Super Cool Bees personality eventually just took over. Beasley became an internet icon for his eccentric, hilarious, and deeply bizarre moments on the bench and off the court. Everyone remembers the iconic viral clip during a Timberwolves timeout when Beasley casually rested his hand on teammate Anthony Tolliver's his knee, and he started rubbing it, completely zoned out before realizing it wasn't his own leg. But behind the viral memes, however, were growing personal issues. Beasley was repeatedly cited for marijuana possession, speeding, and driving with suspended licenses. His focus on basketball seemed to fluctuate month to month. Teams loved his raw scoring output, but front offices were terrified of his inconsistency and unpredictable lifestyle. After short, inconsistent stints with the Phoenix Suns and a second brief return to Miami, the NBA door temporarily closed on Michael Beasley in 2014. At just 25 years old, he packed his bags and headed overseas to the Chinese Basketball Association, or the CBA. And in China, Michael Beasley was basically treated like a combination of Michael Jordan and Wilt Chamberlain. He overly succeeded. If you just look at those mind-boggling CBA numbers, in 2014 with the Shanghai Sharks, he put up 28.6 points per game, 10.4 rebounds per game on 52% efficiency from the field. In the 2015 CBA All-Star Game, he had 59 points, 11 rebounds, and 5 steals, winning the All-Star MVP. In the 2016 season with the Shandong Golden Stars, he had 31.9 points per game, 13.4 rebounds per game, 3.8 assists per game, and 2 steals per game, winning the foreign MVP. In 2016, in the 2016 CBA season, or the All-Star game, he had 63 points and 19 rebounds on 13 assists, winning back-to-back All-Star MVPs. In China, nobody cared about his defensive rotations or off-court quirks. They handed him the basketball, cleared out 4 players, and they just let him cook. He was an absolute god in the CBA, proving that when given total offensive freedom, very few humans on earth could stop him one-on-one. His legend in China earned him another NBA comeback. After a brief playoff stint with Houston and Milwaukee, Beasley signed with the New York Knicks for the 2017 to 2018 season. And for one glorious winter in Madison Square Garden, the Michael Beasley experience peaked. When Kristaps Porzingis went down with injuries, Beasley stepped up as the focal point of the New York Knicks offense. On December 21st, 2017, against the rival Boston Celtics, Beasley put on a masterclass performance in MSG. He had 32 points, 12 rebounds, scoring 28 of those points in the second half, while the world's most famous arena chanted MVP at him. Let's break down the film from the night to see why his offensive game was so impossible to guard. We're going to start with the mid-post jab series. Beasley catches the ball on the left mid-post elbow. He doesn't rush. He holds the ball high, establishes his pivot foot, and hits the defender with a sharp jab step. If the defender sags off, he rises up for an uncontested mid-range jumper. His left-hand drive and shoulder bump happens when the defender bites on the jab. Beasley drives left despite being 6'9". His handle is low and tight. He uses the right shoulder to bump the defender on the drive, creating 2 feet of space for his release, and then his high arc, high glass release. Even when secondary rim protection rotates over, Beasley utilizes an exceptionally high arc, dropping soft floater touches off the top corner of the glass using his dominant left hand. For that 2017 to 2018 season with New York, Beasley played 74 games, averaging 13.2 points per game on 50.7% shooting in just 22 minutes per night. Per 36 minutes, though, he was averaging nearly 22 points and 8 rebounds. It was a stark reminder of his pure talent. After a brief, tragic stint with the Lakers in 2018 to 2019, where his mother sadly passed away from cancer midway through the season, Beasley quietly faded out of the league. For years, fans wrote him off as a lazy talent who squandered his gifts, a punchline for memes, or another wasted draft pick. But in recent years, Michael Beasley has opened up through the deep emotional trauma, mental health struggles, and betrayal he faced throughout his life. In a heartbreaking 2022 interview on the Pivot podcast, a tearful Beasley laid bare the reality of his journey. He said, "I've been standing on a cliff my whole life. People don't understand how lonely this journey gets when everyone treats you like a walking paycheck, but nobody actually checks in on how you're feeling as a human being." He explained how family members stolen from him, how teams treated him like a problem rather than a young kid who just needed mentorship, and how basketball was often the only safe haven he had from such a cruel world. Now, if we look at his career summary and his legacy, he played 609 games in the NBA with 7,571 total points and 2,897 total rebounds. He averaged 12.4 points per game, 4.7 rebounds per game on 47.9% field goal percentage. Not bad numbers overall. His CBA accolades, obviously this isn't the NBA, but he's a 2-time CBA All-Star MVP. He's a 1-time CBA Foreign MVP and a 1-time CBA champion. But what is the final verdict on Michael Beasley? Because his NBA stats aren't necessarily bad. So was he an NBA bust? Statistically, as a number 2 overall pick who averaged 12 points a game and never made an All-Star team, he did underperform compared to expectation. But as a hooper, as a pure, unadulterated scorer, Michael Beasley was one of the most gifted basketball players to ever touch a leather ball. He was a pioneer of the modern stretch four archetype before the league was fully ready to utilize it. He was caught in an era between old school power forwards and modern positionless basketball. Michael Beasley's story isn't just a cautionary tale about wasted potential. It's a story about the heavy burden of genius, the importance of mental health support for athletes, and a reminder that talent without the right environment can leave us all wondering what if. Thank you guys so much for watching this video on the life and career of Michael Beasley. What is your favorite Michael Beasley memory or just his game or whatever? Do you think he would have been a superstar if he were drafted in today's modern NBA? Make sure to drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe with notifications turned on, because as I mentioned earlier, these videos take hours and hours and hours and lots of time and dedication to produce. And of course, I do post daily NBA videos, so a like and subscribe would mean the world to me. Thank you guys so much for watching these videos and watching the channel. I appreciate every single one of you. But other than that, that's going to do it for this video.